Google Sheets. Okay, so for Google Sheets, our main objective is to familiarize the interface, the cell basics, understanding cell contents, and creating simple formula. So basically, Google Sheets is also similar to the Microsoft version, which is the Microsoft Excel. So Google Sheets is an online spreadsheet app that lets you create and format spreadsheets and work with other people. So let's begin with the interface of the Google Sheets. So this is the interface of the Google Sheets. Kung mapansin niyo, it's very similar to the MS Excel. So the upper right part is the navigation to the Google Sheets home screen. The next is the spreadsheet title. So by default, kapag wala yan siyang title, it's untitled spreadsheet. So it's the same with the Google Docs. So you can rename the file dito in real time then. Next, the toolbar menu composed of the file, edit, view, insert, format, data, tools, add-ons, pati yung help. Similar din sa Google Docs. Next is the shortcut toolbar. So makikita natin dyan yung fonts, font size, the bold, italic, highlights, and the text colors, and also the borders. Next is the saved changes notification. So next is the collaboration option, the same as with the Google Docs. Next, formula bar. So makikita natin dito sa formula bar yung content ng each cell meron tayo. So you can enter and edit the data here in the formula bar. Okay, next is the column. So ang column ng Google Sheets is labeled with letters. Then, these are the vertical parts, yung column. Next is the cell. Each rectangle in a spreadsheet. Cell po ang tawag doon. Next, yung horizontal part naman is what we call as the row, and it is labeled with numbers. So, nandito siya sa left side. Horizontal part siya ng cell. Next, the sheets toolbar. So every spreadsheet can have multiple sheets. So select the sheet tabs to navigate among sheets and click the plus sign to add a new sheet. So pwede natin dyan magka-add ng sheets, pwede rin tayong mag-rename ng sheets, pwede rin tayong maka-delete ng spreadsheet. Next, let's go to the cell basics. So a cell is an intersection of a row, which is the numbers, and a column, which is the letters. So for this one, this example, the intersection between the column C and row 10, yung naka-highlight dyan sa gitna is what we call a cell. So that cell is named as the column letter and the row number. So for this one, that is C and 10. So this cell is named as C10. Okay, next is the cell basics, wherein we have the cell range. So a group of cells. So in the format in calling out a cell range is first cell, then colon, then yung last cell. For the first example, ang first cell natin, ang cell range natin is yung naka-highlight na blue. So ang first cell is yung A2. So basahin natin first yung column and row. So A2. Next, yung last cell is A, then nasa row 8. So A8. Kaya yung cell range na yan, ang name niya ay A2, A8. Next, you can also call out a cell range. Hindi lang siya by column or by row. Pwede din combination of both, more than one column, more than one row. So for the second example, in order to name this one, ang first cell na tatawagin natin is yung nasa upper right. Okay, so for this one, nasa upper right cell is A2. And yung last cell natin is yung nasa lower right. I mean upper left yung first cell, lower right yung last cell, B8. Kaya yung cell range na to is A to BA. Okay, so this is very useful pagdating sa pag-calling out ng mga cells kasi sa Google Sheets, we're dealing with the cells as our references. Okay, next. Understanding cell contents. So we have here, we'll learn how to select cells, select cell range, insert, delete, copy, paste, and cut, drag and drop, and also fill handle. So let's try this one. So share ko muna yung aking screen. Okay, so para makasabay tayo, let's go to our Gmail account. Click the 9 dots. Hanapin natin yung sheets. Okay? Then, kung mapansin natin yung homepage niya is also similar sa Google Docs. Makita natin yung blank spreadsheet, yung templates, and yung mga recently opened na mga files natin. So, let's create a blank sheet. So, for example, we need to create like a table composed of the name and addresses. So, pwede natin click ng kahit anong cell kung saan natin gusto ilagay. So, then, let's type our content. Name. Next one is address. So, we can change the font size here. You can change the font. You can also bold. Pwede rin natin i-italic. Also, pwede rin natin siyang i-align. So, para hindi tayo isa-isa, kada cell, pwede natin i-highlight yung mga cells na gusto natin i-align. Then, go to the horizontal align, click it. Then, pwede mong align sa left, align center, and align sa right. So, for this one, i-align ko lang siya sa center. Another one is, there are times na yung ating words, yung content is occupying more than the cell box, diba? Lalampas siya, pupunta siya sa next naman na cell. For example, email, addresses, and contacts. Okay, for this one. So, pag makita natin to, mukhang hindi siya organized kasi hindi natin sure kung saan column ba siya na belong, sa D or sa E column ba siya. So, para ma-ensure natin na malagay lang siya doon sa specified natin na cell, pwede naman natin i-move, i-drag yung line dito. Okay, para ma-occupy yung whole content. So, there are times na gusto nating pare-parehas yung width ng ating columns. Also, you can also change the height of the row dito. Okay? So, there are times na gusto nating uniform yung size ng width ng ating column. So, para ma-occupy niya yung content doon sa cell, click mo lang yung cell and then text wrap. Okay, text wrapping. Then, yung second is yung wrap. So, papasok na siya dito. Then, i-change mo na lang yung height para ma-reach siya. Okay, then also, there are times na pag madrag mo, tulad dito may extra space. So, gusto natin isa-center. I-highlight ulit natin yun siya. Go to the vertical align. So, vertical align bottom. We have the middle and the top. So, gusto natin nasa middle lang siya. Another one is the cut, copy, and paste. So, you can copy this, Control C, or pwedeng right-click, copy. Okay, then select mo lang yung cell kung saan mo siya i-copy, Control V sa yung keyboard or paste. Okay. Another one is yung paste option. So may paste option tayo dito, right-click. We have Control V as is kung ano yung kinopy natin na content, yun din yung makakopy natin, mapipaste natin doon sa cell. There's also time na gusto natin yung content ng, for example, values only, format only, formula only, and so on. So example, values only yung gusto natin. Ang ma-paste lang dyan is yung content. I-disregard niya yung formatting. Kung mapansin niyo, this one naka-bold. Dito hindi na. Naka-center ito hindi. Okay, so babalik siya sa default. Kopyahin lang niya yung content. Okay, so next, you can also copy the content dito sa ating formula bar. Highlight mo lang, copy, then select a cell, then paste. Okay, so kung mapansin ninyo, diretso ko siya Control V. So masasali yung format. If ayaw ko siya isali yung format, i-paste special natin siya, values only. Okay, ganun lang siya kasimple. Another one is yung cut. So, for example, click natin yung address, Control X, or pwede nating right-click, cut. So, when we cut, malilipat yung whole content ng cell, including its formatting, kung saan natin siya ililipat. Then, click mo lang yung cell na gusto mo, and then, Control V or right-click, paste. Kung gusto mong i-paste lang yung content, yung values lang, same as sa paste special, values only. Okay? Also, you can add borders. Example, nandito yung borders natin. Borders, all borders. You can highlight certain cells. Yun lang yung lalagyan mo ng border. If you want to remove, meron ditong clear borders. Meron din dito yung color ng borders na gusto mong ilagay. For example, gusto ko yellow. Then you can increase and decrease the thickness. Gusto natin increase ang thickness. Gusto natin i-decrease. You can change the style of the border dito din. Okay, sa border na option. Okay, next, you can also change the font color. Again, you can also fill in the cell. For example, click natin ng isang cell, fill color, pili ka lang ng color na gusto mo. So this is very useful kapag gusto natin i-organize yung mga cells natin para madali lang natin ma-identify yung data and information na need natin. Okay, for example, gusto ko yung name, naka-highlight yan siya ng yellow para ma-identify ko yung yellow is your name. Then, change the other font din, yung color niya into other colors and so on. Okay? Next, let's proceed to the next slide. Okay, stop share ko muna ito. Okay. So, after the cell basics, so we will now proceed to the cell, column, and row. So, na-discuss na natin paano i-modify yung width and yung height, yung mag-insert tayo, mag-delete, pati yung mag-wrap and merge. Next. Formatting cells. So, natapos na rin natin ito kanina. Yung font size, style, color, bold, italic, underline, alignments, and yung cell borders. Okay, next is yung multiple sheets. Okay, so there are times na sa isang Google Sheet, mag-a-add tayo ng multiple sheets inside. Okay, so share ko muna yung aking screen. Okay, so share natin how to add additional sheets. Okay, so dito sa bottom part, sa left side, may plus sign. So add e-sheet. So mag-add ka ng blank sheet. So if you want to add the same formatted sheet, pwede mong i-click yung spreadsheet na gusto mo. Right-click mo, you have there the delete, duplicate, copy to new spreadsheet or existing spreadsheet. Rename, you can change the color, protect the sheet para if ma-collaborate mo na siya, hindi siya magagalaw ng other collaborators and sharers mo. Pwede mong i-hide, pwede mo rin siyang i-move from left to right. No, parang kanta lang, no? Yung left and right. Okay, so gusto natin siyang i-duplicate. Okay, so pag duplicate natin, ang kanyang default name is copy of the name of the spreadsheet na kinapi mo. So you can rename this one. Click mo lang yung arrow dito. You can rename it to other sheets name. So sheet 1A na lang. Okay. Also, you can copy this sheet to a new spreadsheet, blanco, or an existing. For example, may kinreate ka na before na sheets. For example, yun yung capital outlay. Then meron kang ginawang bagong sheet dito. Gusto mo ilagay doon sa capital outlay mo na spreadsheet. So you can copy this to its existing spreadsheet. So copy to, click mo lang yung existing spreadsheet. Then mapupunta ka sa list ng iyong drive. So, hanapin mo lang dito kung nasaan yung existing sheets na kung saan ililipat mo ito. Okay, for example, dito untitled spreadsheet. Gusto ko siya i-copy dyan. So, ma-check natin kung na-copy ba siya. You can open the spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, and nandito na siya. Copy of sheet A, yung kanina. Okay, so this is another spreadsheet na. Okay, next. So, stop ko muna yung share. So, proceed tayo sa slides again. Okay, next is creating simple formulas. So Google Sheets uses mathematical expressions called formulas that make handling these calculations easy. So hindi tayo dito mag-discuss ng mga complex functions and formulas. Yung mga basics lang na need natin sa office, like yung mga arithmetic. Okay, so let's watch this short video for additional information.
Remember using formulas to calculate simple math problems like 2 plus 2 equals 4 or 2 pizzas times $10 equals $20? You can use these same formulas to work with numerical data in your spreadsheets, just like you would use a calculator. Google Sheets uses standard operators for math equations, like a plus sign for addition, a minus sign for subtraction, an asterisk for multiplication, a forward slash for division, and a caret for exponents. You're probably used to seeing equations like 5 plus 5 equals, but in Google Sheets, the equal sign comes first. That's because the cell itself contains or is equal to the formula and its value. We'll start things off slow with a simple addition formula to help calculate a budget. As you can see, I've already entered the initial amounts, $1,200 for June and $1,500 for July. To create a formula, select the cell where you want the total to appear. Then type an equal sign. But instead of entering 1,200 plus 1,500, we're going to use cell references to create our formula. A cell reference is when your formula contains cell addresses instead of the numbers in those cells. They're useful because they make it possible to update your spreadsheet without ever having to rewrite your formulas. The values we want are in cells D10 and D11, so we'll write the formula this way, D10 plus D11. Press Enter on your keyboard, and the formula totals the numbers in D10 and D11, whether we leave them the way they are or change them to something else, say 500 and 900. The total recalculates automatically. There's an even easier way to make cell references. You'll need to use something called the point and click method. Why don't we give it a try on this formula? Here, I want to calculate the cost of supplies. That means I'll need to multiply the two numbers you see here, 15 times 8.75. So I'll start my equation, then just click this cell to make reference to it. Now type your operator, in my case, an asterisk, and click the next cell you want in your formula. Press Enter, and the total appears. Editing formulas is also just a click away. If you have any formulas that you want to fix or modify, all you have to do is double-click the cell. For example, this one is using the wrong cell reference. We'll just make the change, then press Enter to recalculate. Now we're getting the correct answer. As you can see, simple formulas are really pretty simple. Once you know how to use them, they can help you calculate all kinds of data in your spreadsheets.
GCF Global.
Okay, so that's how you create a simple arithmetic formula. Okay, so any questions before we proceed to our next topic? So, simply saying, sa pag-create ng simple formulas sa Google Sheets, magsa-start ka with an equal sign. Okay, equal sign, and then call out the cell that you want, plus, minus, times, divide, yung operation na gagamitin mo, then yung next cell, and then press Enter. Okay, so mag-example tayo ng isang simple na arithmetic formula. Share natin ang aking screen. Okay, so example, we have here an item, the unit cost the quantity, and the total cost. For example, we have here papers. So we have long, short, A4. So unit cost ngayon, hindi ko na sure kung magkano na sa estimate natin. 245 ang short, 220, A4 is 235. So quantity, 2, 5, then 1. So, ang total cost nito is simply the product of the unit cost and the quantity. Diba? So, type natin equal sign. Then, click natin. Kung mapansin niyo, magbibigay na ng suggestion si Google Sheets sa atin kung ano yung gusto natin gawin. So, identify na niya na baka possibly gusto mong i-multiply. Diba? Kung mapansin niyo, B4 times C4. So B4 is yung cell ng 245, B and 4 times yung asterisk na sign, yung quantity C and 4. Okay? So for example, walang suggestion. Click natin yung cell, asterisk, yung cell next. Then click enter. Then another one is yung autofill suggestion din the sheets kung saan i-identify na maybe the same formula ang gagamitin mo for the next succeeding cells, di ba? So you have here, click mo lang yung check if yun talaga din yung intention mo to copy the same formula. If hindi, example, you can simply drag down. Then automatically, magka-copy yung operation and mag-change yung cell numbers nandito sa ating formula tab based sa next na cell. Okay? Sunod-sunod na yan siya. Another one is yung grand total. Simply the sum. Diba? So you can place your total results or outputs in any cell. Ang pinaka-importante lang is you call out the correct cell references. So for the sum, it's equal, then sum, open parenthesis, state the first cell na gusto mo kuhanan nung sum, and then colon yung last cell. Okay? Wait, sorry. Mali yung napindot ko. Okay, equals sum from 490 to the 235, that is the 6. Okay? So, i-highlight mo lang kung ano yung kukuhanan mo ng sum, then press enter. So, ito na yung sum ng total cost. Okay? As simple as that. So, basically, ito lang naman yung gagawin natin. Hindi naman tayo siguro gagamit ng mga iba't ibang complex functions dito sa Office. Okay? So, that's it for Google Sheets. So, mag-aasa ko ng mga questions. Baka meron kayo. If you have questions, you can type in the chat box.